Greetings and welcome to you. I am Shoshana, and today we're going to do a reading for our lovely empathic people. Our empathic people are definitely one of my favorite collective groups to do readings for. It really is, because I myself am empathic and I deal with the same things that empathic people deal with. Empathic groups can be found in targeted groups or chosen groups, gang-stalked groups, groups of isolation, like isolative targeting and things of that nature. So those are all of the energies that we're going to be working with today. We're going to be doing a reading for this group of anybody and everyone who is dealing with those kinds of issues. These are ongoing issues, as you already know. These are issues that have been, they feel predestined, where people who resonate with this group felt targeted from early childhood. So what cards should we work on today? Let me bring some to the table because we have a lot. Okay. I have all of them on the table, so whatever I intuitively feel that I want to work with, we're going to work with. So the reason why I'm doing this reading is because I felt that this particular group is experiencing heavy targeting. What's new? What is new, you might tell yourself. But this one is a couple levels up. This one, I love the smell of paper and books. Every time there's a book, I have to smell it. Any kind of paper or book, I just have this desire to straight for my nose. It's like I want to smell that tree where that paper came from. The smell of wood, I think, is the reason why people who like the smell of books must love the smell of trees. So I feel like there's been constant attack against humanity, right? We all feel it at so many freaking levels. So the empathic person is already dealing with their usual targeting. They're already dealing with their usual curse, per se, since childhood. And then here come these waves and these waves and these waves of ATs against humanity. And the empathic person has to sit there and take it as if they have no feelings, no emotions, no sensations, no sensitivities. And for days and days, especially with these crazy full moons, like what the freak with these double full moons? There's been like double full moons during the month. If you know me, you know that I do not associate the moon with blessings at all. Moon, full moons, moon eclipses, anything having to do with the moon is going to be an AT against humanity. It's going to be that is when and where they conduct their curses and spells against humanity when they do their chanting. They do it around those times. They don't do it exactly when the calendar says so. They usually do it a couple days before to catch you off guard. But there are people that don't notice. There's people that are oblivious because they're not sensitive to energy. So imagine the ones who are sensitive to energy and they're just feeling the beating and the waves crashing over and over and over again, to the point where this group has to lay there in bed for days, bedridden, trying to process the pain. Because the pain is too large for the body's capacity. So if that is you, this reading is for you. Greetings, empathic people. Let's start with the crystal deck. I'm feeling a lot of pain. I'm feeling a lot of people not wanting to be in this reality. I'm feeling a lot of people with suicidal tendencies at a very young age. It's a lot of heaviness, a lot of not wanting to exist. So let's start with the emotions and see what we can clear. The enemy wants you powerless. So don't be weak, because if you are weak, then the enemy succeeds. Unfortunately, there's a spiritual battle, and you have to be wearing your spiritual armor. Your armor, your battle shield, your sword. You can decorate your armor with crystals. This is what we came here for. We came here. Gosh, I don't want to get in trouble. We came here to outnumber them. Okay, should we take those? Yes, let's take them. So the problem with this group right now starts off with aquamarines and communications. Lying every day. Poker facing every day. People asking you every day, how are you? And what do you respond? Good, good, good. Lie, lie, lie. Poker facing through life. Poker facing through your career, poker facing through your 9-to-5 job, having this fake smile on your face when inside you're dying. Tiger iron. A lot of people feeling depleted and drained, a loss of motivation, and needing to re-strengthen yourself, needing to take time to sleep and do nothing to recharge your batteries for battle. And then we have kyanite. There's so much subconscious and emotional and psychic and childhood pain with this group that you feel is unacknowledged. You feel like if anything acknowledges everything we just mentioned, it is God. It is a supernatural, higher power, higher consciousness, your team, your positive team, but nothing physical. A lot of people in this group feel like there's nothing in your physical reality that acknowledges the pain that you went through growing up. And a lot of you see yourself as successful people because your pain obligated you. Your survival skills obligated you to put you in a position that is not as bad, where, let's say, things could be worse. Let's say you're dealing with a lot, but things could still be worse. You're not at that rock bottom where things can be worse. You're still in a position of being able to keep your head underwater. But there's this sense of so much unsaid words and having to accept that nothing in this physical world is going to acknowledge something very important to you, except for maybe another very special person that can acknowledge that kind of trauma. And that's tricky. That's tricky because a lot of times when people do that, they end up in trauma bonding relationships where they think that the trauma bonding is actually a twin flame union in their mind, and it's not. It's just a trauma bonding relationship. And a lot of times the trauma bonding relationships are toxic, even demonic. Okay, so don't fall for it that just because you had a little trauma bond with an abusive narcissist, that person is the one, simply because you cuddled for one night. I mean, what is trauma bonding? Trauma bonding are two people hugging, two people cuddling. When you hold someone, when you cuddle with someone, when you hug them, you're both creating a therapeutic space for each other. So really, you can emotionally bond with anybody. So just don't think that the first person that you emotionally bond with is the one, because that person that you emotionally bond with can be the same person that takes your life. I have seen it so many times. I love watching crime cases. I went to school for administration of justice, and I like evaluating the psychology of the whole situation, the upbringing of the whole upbringing of how certain upbringings, certain dysfunctional ways of being raised in a dysfunctional family can lead to certain crimes. Okay, so let's do some medicine cards. What is the physical work that this group needs to work on during this time where there has been like this air pressure? I feel like there's been this, everyone feels like they're being pressurized or contained, restricted. The first card that we have for the physical work, we have Mother Earth. This is the problem. Cleaning up the planet, not purchasing products that are not eco-friendly. That needs to be the foremost number one thing that we can contribute to, is simply not buying anything that is not eco-friendly. And if we can't help it, because I don't know about a laptop being eco-friendly, at least reducing it by 90%. I contribute to only buying 95% of eco-friendly items. There's so many environmental issues that are going on that a lot of people don't care about because society has been conditioned and programmed to be desensitized and to pretty much not care about the environmental issues. So the physical work at hand right now is getting those petitions signed and passed, getting those laws changed. What I would love to see is I want to see an end to the fossil fuel industry, and I want to see it replaced by hemp. Hemp can be recycled 8 times more than paper and has hundreds of environmentally friendly functions. The more that you research hemp, the more that you will realize how hemp is the salvation. Hemp is the salvation to the planet. There's this video documentary called The Business Behind Getting High. I believe it's called The Business Behind Getting High. And it talks about how this world would be if they replaced fossil fuels for all of the hemp functions. How the hemp fibers are medicinal. It's like hemp is the medicinal version of medicinal fibers. And then AI wants to take over with its artificial fibers. Inner work. What is the inner work that this group needs to do? The inner group. Inner group. Maybe that's what we need to do is inner group ourselves. Maybe we're too scattered and we need to just simplify our life so we're not overextending energy where it needs not be. So then when it comes time for you to react, when it comes time for you to respond, when it comes for you to prevent an amygdala hijack, you have energy stored because you didn't branch yourself off to energies that don't deserve your precious time. A lot of empathic people don't have a voice. So you get taken advantage of at work. People walk all over you. People assume you have no boundaries. The inner work for this group is facing your shadow self. Whatever that means to you, I'm not going to get into the whole shadow thing because it's going to vary depending on you. The best way that I can interpret this card without it becoming a misunderstanding is the mirror. A lot of people in this group cannot face themselves in the mirror. They have to change something about it. Or perhaps there is a truth that you haven't been wanting to see in yourself, so you don't look at the mirror. This could also be metaphorically. This doesn't have to be physical. This could just be, what is it about how you look at yourself that you are not accepting? From my perspective, what I see is you not wanting to accept yourself how you are because of society's expectations of you. whatever society expects of you, whatever social media expects of you, whatever your higher ups or your authorities or the people who provide shelter expect of you, as opposed to who you really are. However that is understood to you. And how can you embody yourself? How can you embody your true self more on a day-to-day basis, as opposed to just fitting this pigeonhole of what you think society expects you to look like, or act like, or talk like, or even think like? Because as far as I'm concerned, that's the one that is targeted the most, is the thought process of humanity. Okay, so for the spiritual work, this group needs to work on nourishment. What nourishment means to you. Why do you have such a hard time nourishing yourself, or prioritizing your health, or prioritizing your energetic or spiritual hygiene over the other things? Sometimes it's important to prioritize other things because sometimes other things are more important, but this is a habit. This group has a bad habit of it's almost like a feeling of not deserving. Like, some people in this group feel like you don't deserve to nourish yourself, or you don't deserve for other people to help you, or you don't deserve for other people to help nourish you, or you don't deserve other people to help you with your burdens, even when they're offering. And looking into that and having more compassion towards yourself and saying, you know what, I'm going to accept this help. I'm going to help that person. I'm going to accept that person's help. You know, or maybe a coworker comes up to you and says, hey, I really need hours. Can I have your Wednesday shift? And usually you say, no, I can't, I couldn't, you know, I have to be responsible for that shift because I'm committed. You know, it's okay to allow others to rub your shoulders, so to speak. You know, if you're feeling really tense and you're feeling really down, you know, allowing someone to help you. I just feel like this group has a really hard time and instead of asking for help with any particular issue, this could just be a social issue. It doesn't have to be this or that. It could be a social issue. Isolating. You isolate yourself. You isolate yourself instead of accepting nourishment from yourself and from others. So that is something to look at, why that is there, and how you can love yourself enough to accept help. So, same again. I just feel like a lot of empathic people are just feeling so overwhelmed by their visions, so overwhelmed by what they see, and just feeling like, wow, like where is the light at the end of the tunnel? And not the false light. The good, genuine light. Oh my goodness, you know? So a lot of people just feel like, wow, can I just turn off my psychic receptors because this is gruesome. But then again, you can't do that because then if you turn them off, then you're not going to be on guard. And right now, there's like this, I'm going to put this back because I wasn't done. There's this increase in ATs against humanity. It's just, there's just a definite increase in what has already and always been an issue. There's an increase. Okay, so here we go. Rest and rejuvenation, exactly. Resting and rejuvenation. Thinking of nothing. Of course, when you've done your space clearing and you feel like you're in a good, clear, comfortable space, that's when you do your rest and rejuvenation, when you're safe to do so. And it's like when you're thinking of nothing in the present moment, there's this disconnection. And you just disconnect for just a couple of minutes from the reality that we're in. If you're having a hard time and you're at the heart of the issue, or you're like just feeling like your life is crumbling and there's no solution, do some space clearing, preferably home alone, preferably in a sunny room, and imagine yourself from a third person's perspective. Where maybe you're on Earth, but another version of you is far away from the Earth. What would be the difference? Let's say your other version, is high above the Earth. High above the Earth. Doesn't it seem like the problems from far away or the problems from a distance just don't seem as serious from a distance? And the problems that are problems have simpler modifications from a distance. And it's sometimes when we're wrapped up in the problems and the problems are in our face that we can't see a solution, because we have to meditate and imagine being far above the Earth and then reprioritize what you consider a problem, or what you even consider a priority to begin with. And then you start checking them off and you start scanning. Okay, that other version of me is in Earth and they're crying about 200 issues. But then the other version of you is far above Earth. And when they look at those 200 issues, they only think that 20 of them are worth being in concern about. So where can you make those deductions? Where in your problems or in your life where you see problems be problems, are they actually problems? Are they actually problems? Or do you just have to modify something? Do you have to modify the way you think? Do you have to modify the way that you believe? Do you simply have to make an adjustment? It actually is a lot more simple than this 3D body makes it out to be. And that's why it's so important to meditate and imagine yourself at a far away distance, because then you see how irrelevant certain worries are. From a distance, what is truly important. Let's do a Taoist card for this group. I also feel like whatever's going on in your day-to-day routine or like your current daily struggles is affecting your love life, where you can't even think about your love life because there's just so much going on in between. And for those of you who are in relationships and need separation or need self-evaluation, be vocal about that and let your person know, hey, I need to take a month away to get my mind right. This has nothing to do with you. Don't take nothing personal. I'm not trying to break up or separate with you or divorce, whatever the situation is. I just need to take a month for myself, and let your person know so that your person is not freaking out when you are going through whatever it is that this group has been going through, where you just feel like you can't get peace for one day. Something always has to happen. Okay, something difficult. Okay, so needing to confront your ongoing issues with confidence and determination, as well as needing to be cautious of any energy, being cautious of any energy, particularly from the north, and keeping a low profile. A dream oracle card for this group. We have facing and embracing all parts of yourself. You are lovable. You are lovable and you are deserving of love. You have been fed lies your entire life that you weren't good enough. And you are good enough and you are perfect for your person. For some of you here, you are ghosting your person or ignoring your person or neglecting your person because of insecurities. And your insecurities are what they like about you. So if you're in separation because of insecurities, you're just wasting precious time, because whatever you're insecure about is their turn on about you. Speaking of love, if you're in a situationship, this is going to be a reading for you. This is not really for people who are in a relationship, so let's go ahead and finish the reading for those people who are in a relationship. If you're in a relationship, what color do you need to incorporate more in your life? This could just be energetically. It doesn't necessarily have to be physical. And we have violet. creating a balanced life and clearing any negative energies, any negative thoughts with the color violet. Imagining the color violet just burning through the negative thoughts, burning through negative energies with a violet consuming flame. There's this flame, there's this fire that's called the violet consuming flame, and you use it to burn through obstacles and negativity. It's a marvelous color to use. Beautiful violet. Okay, thank you so much for watching. So now let's move on to people who are in a situationship or in separation from their person. Sometimes multiple people will come forward that are either exes or just want to be with you. So don't be surprised if you get multiple messages from different people. Be that past, present, or future. Okay, so the first message we have is, I feel you leaving me behind. This is why I told you, you need to tell your person that you're in some kind of self-evaluation period, because then they're going to feel left out. I feel you leaving me behind is how your person feels. All those cards. For some of you, we have I'm not available. Okay, this is for some of you. For some of you, you're dealing with someone who is not available. So many cards just fell on the floor. Give me 1 second. Okay, I think that's all of them. So I also get this feeling of people fighting for you. Like, I don't know, I just see like there's like a group of you where there's like people fighting for you. I don't know, that's just for some of you, but it's just something that I got. It's so interesting because it's like when you're single, when you're like single, it's like there's no one available, right? But then as soon as you get into a situationship or as soon as you get into a commitment, then all these options come flying, you know, from the forest. Like, where in the world? Why is it always like that? Like, life is always so backwards, you know? You go to the grocery store and there's no one in line, and you grab all your things, you grab your 10, 15 items, you're ready to check out, and all the lines are full, and they're going all the way down the aisle. That's just how life is. It just reminds me of like the Truman Show. Oh my goodness, what is up with all these cards flying on the floor? My goodness. I look for you everywhere. I feel like this is the I feel you leaving me behind person. I'm not available. I feel like that's you. I feel like this is you. Like, you're not available for anybody because you're barely even available for yourself. So whenever you have me time, you want to enjoy your me time. I look for you everywhere. I also feel like this group, not all of you, but some of you have like a past person that either was with you or wanted to be with you that continues to linger. I feel like that also could be the one that's looking for you everywhere. Like, they want another chance with you and they lost that chance. And then for others of you, they never had a chance to begin with. That one flipped over. I'm like nosy. I want to see. Okay. It flipped over the other way, so. I know I messed up everything. Okay. So, I can't help to feel like insecurities messed up a situationship that could have been thriving by now, and now is kind of let's just say insecurities and dishonesty. You know, when a certain person is not sharing their true feelings towards another, you're being deceitful. When you're not sharing your true emotions, when you're not expressing yourself, you're being dishonest, and that's gonna have consequences, you know? The other person is just going to feel like they should protect their heart and not give it to who they really want to give it to. Just saying. Okay. I miss being with you. You definitely have somebody that is interested in you. I can be myself with you. This is why. This is why they like you so much. They like you so much because they feel comfortable around you. They feel comfortable around your energy. They feel like you're this teddy bear that they can just snuggle with, and there's no tension, and whatever issues ever arise are folded out so smoothly. What is this? I watch your social media and I feel the sexual tension. Uh-oh. So somebody in this situationship is creating the sexual tension. I feel like the person who has insecurities, or the person who's being dishonest or deceitful by not expressing themselves, I feel like they're the ones that are creating the sexual tension because they're not what's that word? They're not popping the balloon, you know? It's like, just pop it already. What happens to a balloon when you just leave it there and you don't pop it? It deflates. So if you feel like your relationship is deflating, you better watch out. You know, for another group of you, you do have to worry about the month that the person is asking to be in separation, because maybe they're trying to take some time off to figure out if they still even want to be with someone so fickle. That's not for all of you, that's just for whoever that resonates. Okay, so let's do a past, present, future, and a culmination. Oh, okay, that was way too many. These are very difficult to shuffle. I originally wanted round cards and I couldn't find any, so I'm gonna have to make them myself. And I've already hired the artist, and I'm so excited because I'm gonna make my own deck with an artist's help. Because I really want round cards. I'm gonna do these, I don't know what I'm gonna call them, but I guess like animal messages. I might call them like messages from animals. I don't know yet, but I have a lot of unusual animals and unusual insects and unusual cards that you don't normally see in decks, because that's what I like to do. I like to do the things of least resistance. I don't like to copy people. I don't get inspired by other people. I like to be as different as possible. That's part of the reason why I don't do tarot, because I just don't like doing what large groups of people do. I don't know. I just don't. Okay. So, you two were very close in the past. You were very connected, and you were creating a new beginning where you were embracing each other and living your dreams passionately together. And then this is a secret admirer. This is a secret admirer situation that may not even have lifted up from the ground, and feelings were deepened. And one of the people in the situationship is not letting the other person know about their deep feelings. And that's very risky. It's very risky, because when you don't let somebody know about your feelings, why are you not letting them know? You're not letting them know because you don't want to be hurt. You don't want to face rejection, or you don't want to get over your ego and risk rejection, right? But isn't it more of a risk to not be honest? Because what if that person feels the same way? And you will never have known. You will never have known unless you were honest. And I literally see some of you angry with yourselves because you might have had opportunities and you didn't say anything. You didn't step up, or you didn't respond, or you didn't reciprocate. And then that other person is like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'm delusional then, and I guess I should just take my heart and take it towards another direction. So that is what happens when you don't express yourself. And that is the issue that I believe occurred, was someone did not express how they truly felt. So then the other person doesn't think that they really feel anything at all. And if there's any suspicions, then they're just going to assume it was just lust. One person may be trying too hard and needing to give a situation more time, or maybe both of you are empaths and both of you are dealing with energetic draining and you're needing to replenish yourselves. So it might be necessary for both of you to take some time apart on good terms, as opposed to trying to fix the issue. Because if you try to force fix the issue, that can sometimes backfire and create a breakup or a separation. Okay? And then for the culmination for this current energy, we have a beautiful sacred union. We have a coming together, a sacred coming together of you and your person. honoring and treasuring your relationship once again for what it's truly worth and for what it truly is, and that is sacred. Oh, that's so beautiful. That is so beautiful. I am going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time. Bye.